Hey, Vito here. Let's dive right into an important question. How do you earn top dollar as a fitness professional? Before we can answer that though, we gotta freeze frame and we gotta be like, let's address the root problem. What are the three factors that make up your ability to go out there and create income? Number one is time. You can only, if you're only building your business and your income based upon time, what you can physically clock in, you're limited by the ceiling of the number of hours you have in a day. So if you're gonna earn top dollar, you have to figure a way to scale and automate your message or to create leverage and multiply the number of people you see per hour, per session, per event, per webinar. I don't care what it is. You gotta figure out how to hit more people with each thing that you do out there so you can break free of time. Second thing is price. Price is the other limiting factor. If you've only able to translate and articulate and communicate as much value in something as to say it's the person values it like, well, I'd be willing to pay $50 for that. Well, then you're limited by how much you can get them to see the value in something, which is truly what marketing is. How do you articulate the value delivery of something? Then that's what you're limited by. If you're like, well, I can command to somebody $100, $200 an hour, well then that's there. Unless you start figuring out leverage and how to go bigger than that. Otherwise, you're still limited by how much can you charge. I remember when I started to first learn about this, where I was like, price is not dictated just by the exchange of time and service, but it's dictated by transformation. It blew my mind because that's when I understood the third factor of what really creates top dollar earning in any industry, let alone the fitness industry, is that value is the biggest factor in your ability to go out and create as much income as you want and earn top dollar. Because when we can demonstrate high value, something of worth, something of meaning, something that takes a person from where they are to where they want to be, people get out of price sensitivity. Then they don't care anymore about it's $50. I remember this blew my mind because I was at a seminar where Dan Kennedy was talking about, who's one of my mentors in copywriting and sales and marketing and all that. And he was talking about like, well, when he's hired to write a sales letter for somebody, he's like, he often charges $100,000 to write one sales letter. And I was just like, what? $100,000 to write one sales letter? And he's just like, well, let me explain to you. He's just like, that one asset to that business owner could be worth millions of dollars over time. That I have transformed their ability to market consistently, to drive consistent leads, to make consistent sales, as to one piece could be worth millions over the lifetime of their business. So the value of me doing that work, I charge $100,000 because I know the longevity of what I'm creating for them. And then it just comes down to the business owner. Do they value enough the future sales in the millions as to put down $100,000? He takes that client. If not, move on, next. And that's something that we have to understand. When we value what we do, we're not just trying to take anybody and everybody. We're trying to take the right people that see that transformation that we can deliver to them. That's where your marketing comes in. But that's a conversation for another day, because today we're just looking at what are ways that you can start increasing the value in what you do in a sequential, strategic way. And that's where we introduce the value ladder. The value ladder is just a strategy of thinking about where do my prospects and clients come in and how can I continuously keep moving them up so I optimize the amount of value I deliver to them, hence the result that they're getting, while also optimizing the number of dollars I'm bringing in for each step along the way so that you can keep earning more dollars by simply moving your clients through this ladder. We start the ladder where we typically look at in the fitness industry, which is our front end, our beginning places, which is typically our intro sessions, assessments, and often feeder programs. let's take a look real quick at intros and assessments, because every fit pro, every studio, every club typically runs these. That the problem is that there's very little value in them now, because people have been through them. They're like, I've done that whole assessment thing and a consult and intro session at 24, at Lifetime, at Fitness Evolution, at Northwest Personal Training, at Bay Athletic. They've done it everywhere. That at this point, either we have to learn to deliver more value in it, so the person then sees, well, this is why I should take this next step and go further with you. Otherwise, they're just like, I mean, maybe I'll show up for it, maybe I won't, maybe I saw something else of yours that I liked and that's why I'm showing up. Otherwise, there's very little value because it's all the same. But let's look at a quick fix that will really change also the closing rate of your intro sessions and assessments to future programs and packages in your business. Because if we understand that helping a person is really about giving them belief in themselves. Because the issue is that most people are out there, have gone through products and programs in the fitness industry, and they haven't worked, they haven't gotten results, that they failed just trying every diet, everything out there, that their own belief that I'm going to be able to be successful at this is the first hurdle we're trying to overcome. And often what they're really out there looking for is a solution to a problem that they're having. It could be a fat loss problem, could be a back pain problem, could be an energy problem, could be a I didn't make the starting squat problem. I don't know what market or what niche you're dealing with, but let's go with taking a look at how you can make an assessment more about solving a problem that positions the solution. Here's what I mean. So let's just say you do FMS assessments and stuff like that. Typically, what the trainer likes to do is impress a person with their knowledge. Oh, I'm noticing that your shoulders are internally rotated, and right now your chest is very, very tight and the muscle fibers are all bunched up here. And if we can just strengthen and elongate that muscle, we're going to be able to open your shoulders, pulling it back, taking a stress off the rhomboids and the trapezius and whatnot, allowing you to finally pull your shoulders back and fix that posture. Where what the client wants to hear and know about is, if I can open up my chest and pull my shoulders back, will I look like I've actually lost some weight because I'm no longer hunched over and my gut is protruding out? And maybe this is what's going to help me relieve some of this neck pain I have. Because when I look at a forward shoulder, I would fall into a question process, be like, man, I'm noticing that you're really tight up here in the chest. Can I ask you a question? Do you get like a lot of neck cramps and a lot of knots in your back? Oh my God, I always, I feel like my neck, I'm at work, sometimes I'm constantly strained. So you're driving a lot. And are you at the computer a lot? Yeah, I mean, I work at a desk job and whatnot. Oh, so all day are you dealing with that constant, your neck pull? Oh my God, dude, every day. So would it be valuable to you to relieve that neck pain so you could focus a little bit more at work, not constantly be driving around like my neck hurts, feel like you got to have somebody pushing into your back, shoulder blades? Oh, dude, if you could relieve my neck pain, that would be killer. Well, now we understand, because of the information we just gleaned from that, how we can start turning around and make our sessions and our programs more related to solving that pain that the person has. Because we set that up, we teed that up. We're now going to start saying, hey, so what's amazing is that I understand what's going on with your shoulder here, and that neck pain is a concern of yours, holding you back at work. Well, one of the things that we have here as one of our feeder programs is a train to release program, which is all about training you how to release all the tight areas in your body, from your chest and your hip flexors. Hip flexors is another major area that cause a lot of low back pain. When I looked at your FMS, I saw that your hips were really tight. Are you dealing with a lot of back pain as well? Oh, sometimes I feel like my back is going to give out. Does that worry you about your back? Does it affect your family? Sometimes I can't play with my kids because I'm worried my back is going to just seize up and I'm going down like a freaking heap. Oh, so if we can make sure that you've strengthened your back so you can play with your kids more, that's important to you. Oh, dude, that would be like lifesaver. Wow, it's amazing that that's exactly what our Train to Release program does. Helps make sure that your back is strengthened and loose. Make sure that your hips are taken care of, your shoulders are taken care of. That's going to be a good foundation before we can even step into some of the other things that we're going to work on. I know you were concerned about losing that weight and all that. First, I got to take care of these issues. You let me help take care of those, we're going to progress you in the right direction. How does that sound? That sounds great, because we spoke to the pain and the frustrations that they're dealing with. And then we said, hey, when you join our feeder programs, our Train to Release, our 5-day fat burners, our 21-day slim downs, whatever the feeder programs that you need for your business are, we're gonna speak to the result that they want. And we're addressing it to the specific pain. They're like, that's what I'm shopping for. I'm ready to throw down for that. And you're gonna move them much easier into your programs. I would suggest as a strategy for your business is think through some typical front-end feeder programs that you have that are around a lot of the typical stuff that people struggle with. Fat loss. Have a 5-day fat furnace, a 21-day slim down, a ab attack challenge. I don't know what your market's shopping for, but anything around that fat loss market, anything around energy. People are suffering from energy today. If you had an energy diet solution type things, energy revival program, whatever you want to call these things, you're going to start speaking to a lot of the pain points that people have. And I would definitely look at having back and neck pain and tight programs like a Train to Release style thing, because people are coming in tight, people are coming in overweight, and people are coming in without energy. So if you had some front-end feeder programs for that, you now have some very easy points of sale programs that you can do, that you can tax your assessments and intro programs to aim at. So when you're running through your intros and your assessments, you're gonna make them speak to those programs, so then you can make a great offer based on a program that they're looking for. That's gonna help people slide up into believing you are the person or the facility or the brand or the business that can then continue to add value to them. We're going to tackle that in our second video when we look at step 2 of the value ladder. Right now, I want you to just think about what can you do on the front end. Can you start thinking about your intros and assessments and how you can improve those? Can you start thinking about how you can have some front-end feeder programs that can speak to those typical pains that clients are coming in for? You're starting to now build step 1 of the value ladder, and that's going to keep on marching you towards building a bigger and better business so that you can go out there and impact more lives, launch a bigger business, and start building a bigger income and live what we call the Fitnesspreneur's life. I'll see you in video number 2.